Hi there, I'm Kim Vanell taking you through some of the things people are talking about and the stuff they're sharing around the world on NewsFeed today. Netflix defies expectations with its made-for-TV/computer/phone movies gaining several Oscar nominations. A tennis superstar gets whitewashed by her very own sponsor. We'll tell you what they have to say for themselves. Donald Trump defends the video of teens protesting in Washington and considers inviting them to the White House. And Chris Brown is released after his arrest and is making himself and denials about rape allegations well and truly heard. Like a teenager moving out of home, making a real foray into adulthood, Netflix is maturing into a movie-making force to be reckoned with right before our very eyes. Now, if that analogy didn't quite get you, well, I'm talking about the Oscars. The nomination list came out overnight, and while many thought Netflix films would be snubbed, the opposite is true. Here's a Akanksha with 2019's nominees for the prestigious awards.
Alfonso Cuarón's Roma and Yorgos Lanthimos' The Favourite are leading the pack with 10 nominations each and mark a change in tradition for the Academy. As it's the first time Netflix with zero box office sales has made its way into the race for an Oscar. Roma, shot in Spanish and an indigenous Mexican language, follows the life of a housekeeper and the family she works for in 1970s Mexico. This year's nominee with the most chances for a piece of golden hardware came as a surprise for many, including the film's lead actress Yalitza Aparicio, who has never acted professionally before.
The Oscar nomination was a drastic change because, sincerely, it was something I never thought would be possible. You're used to seeing people on the screen who don't look like you, even reaching the point where you consider this doesn't belong to you. Also, through society, you start adopting ideas that there are certain stereotypes or certain things that determine you to do things that are already established.
The nomination for an indigenous woman could also be seen as a steer away from previous Oscar nomination controversy for ignoring diversity with its top picks.
You look like a badger.
And The Favourite, a comedy about a heartbroken Queen Anne from the 18th century Britain, not only ties with Roma for the most nods, it's also taking a rare shot, making Emma Stone and Rachel Weisz face off against each other for Best Supporting Actress. Actress Olivia Colman has received a Best Actress nomination for the film too, a source of pride for the film's director who focused the film around his leading ladies.
My main interest was this time around to create those three female characters, which I thought was something that you rarely see in cinema. So that was a starting point for me, so I focused very much on that, and of course the fact that not only it's a very intimate story around three women, but the fact that their story can say many things about the way people in power affect the fates and lives of many people around them, and it doesn't matter if they're female or male or whatever.
Another Oscar first. Black Panther becomes the one and only movie about superheroes to break through for a chance at Best Picture. And after sweeping up the most awards at this year's Golden Globes, it's no surprise that Freddie Mercury's biopic, Bohemian Rhapsody, is up for several awards, along with the critically acclaimed A Star is Born. The awards show itself is also taking a turn. It's the first time the awards, to be handed out on February 24th, have not announced a host.
Okay, let's take a look now at some other things that caught our eye on social media. Yet another example of misrepresentation in the media is making headlines today, this time One of the sponsors for tennis star Naomi Osaka are in the bad books. Osaka, who beat out Serena Williams at the US Open last year, appeared in this ad, and as you can see, she looks a lot paler than the roots of her Haitian heritage would allow. Nissan Foods has apologised, saying there was no intention to whitewash and that they were trying to keep within the commissioned artist's style for the campaign. Now, the saying may go, there's no such thing as bad press, but the adage does not fit for this Dolce & Gabbana model. Zhu Yi appeared in last year's very controversial ad for the fashion house, where she attempts to eat traditional Italian food with chopsticks. The campaign stirred so much controversy over its insensitivity to stereotypes that Dolce & Gabbana cancelled one of their shows and stores were boycotted across China. And now the model says the affiliation with the brand has all but killed her career. We know Israel really does not like Iran and vice versa, and that the leaders of the two countries need no encouragement to dish out sick burns in public. So it should come as no surprise then that the war of words has descended into a mashup of memes. Take a look. To India now, Priyanka Gandhi, sister to Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, is officially stepping into politics in a bid to oust Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the upcoming elections. As soon as it was announced, Priyanka Gandhi's hashtag shot to the top, with people commenting on the continuation of the Gandhi dynasty. Priyanka will be a Congress General Secretary for Uttar Pradesh, putting her smack bang in the middle of Modi's constituency, the city of Varanasi. More than a dozen social media stars, singers and models have promised to declare which of their posts are paid for or feature free products after warnings from the Competition and Markets Authority. The watchdog named 16 people, including Rita Ora, Ellie Goulding and Alexa Chung, saying their posts could violate consumer law by misleading users. The CMA didn't say the influencers have actually broken the law, but warned if they did, they could be taken to court. The next, is it a blue or is it a gold dress, is here. This time it's how do you draw an X? And it's tearing the internet apart. A Twitter user posited that there are 8 possible ways to draw an X and asked people to weigh in with their preference. The result? You're a monster if you choose anything other than number 7 or 8. Even just imagining doing it any other way gives me brain fog. A video shared on Twitter has sparked a potentially massive restructure of the entire Punjab police force in Pakistan. The video was taken by a 13-year-old boy after his parents and sister were killed by police. Authorities initially said the family were kidnappers, then that they were terrorists. But the Prime Minister says the impunity of the police has to stop.
An investigation is underway in Pakistan to determine why a couple, their teenage daughter and friend, were killed by the police on January 19. The Punjab counterterrorism police, or CTD, stopped and sprayed the car with bullets in the city of Sahiwal. They say they were after a Daesh-linked target. According to the family's relatives, they were travelling to a wedding ceremony along with their children. Prime Minister Imran Khan has promised exemplary punishment for those found guilty. But public anger has grown after CTD officials first reported the adults in the car were kidnappers, then called them terrorists. The incident has renewed a debate over police encounters in the country. In 2018, an aspiring model named Naqibullah Masood was shot dead by police in Karachi. The case sparked nationwide protests and led to the arrest of senior police official Raul Anwar, also known as the encounter specialist. Human Rights Watch said in a 2016 report that there were numerous reported cases of police extrajudicial killings in Pakistan during counter-terrorism operations. The The report also highlighted the culture of impunity within the police force, as well as the constraints and political pressures on the police officers while carrying out their duties. More than 3,000 alleged terrorists were killed in police encounters across Pakistan from 2014 to 2018.
Let's go around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Wednesday. US President Donald Trump is coming to the defence of the Catholic schoolboys who were caught in a tense standoff at the Lincoln Memorial over the weekend. Initially, a video was released apparently showing the MAGA cap-wearing teens taunting a Native American war veteran. Then more video came out showing another group of young men who were there for a different protest and who were yelling obscenities at everyone. Whatever your take on the showdown, President Trump feels it's his duty to step in. He took to Twitter, of course, to say, "Nick Sandman and the students of Covington have become symbols of fake news and how evil it can be. They've captivated the attention of the world, and I know they will use it for the good, maybe even to bring people together. It started off unpleasant, but can end in a dream." It's also been reported that Trump may be inviting the boys to meet him at the White House. But that wouldn't take place until after the government is back up and running again, of course. It's the last day of debate in the Greek parliament before an historic vote to ratify the name change of its neighbour Macedonia to become the Republic of North Macedonia. Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras appears to have garnered enough support for Thursday's vote, but it's been a long and sometimes violent road to get here.
Μακεδονία είναι μία και ελληνική. Δεν υπάρχει περίπτωση να υπάρξει δεύτερη Μακεδονία. Μία είναι. Και αυτή είναι ελληνική.
Ναι. Θεωρώ ότι είναι η τελευταία προσπάθεια που αφορά το εθνικό θέμα της Μακεδονίας. Νομίζω ότι ο ελληνικός λαός πρέπει να δίνει την τελευταία μάχη. Νομίζω ότι είναι η τελευταία ελπίδα.
Singer Chris Brown has been released from custody after being detained on rape charges. He was arrested in Paris after allegations from a 24-year-old that she was raped in his hotel room last week. Brown told his 50 million Instagram followers, "I want to make it perfectly clear, this is false and a whole lot of cap," questionable spelling there. "For more, my daughter and my family, this is so disrespectful and is against my character and morals." Now, if you ask me, Canadians are crazy, period, for living in a place that gets so cold. But the nutty Canucks are not letting temperatures in the -30s get them down. Here's a look at the world wonder that is Niagara Falls, usually rapidly flowing with tons of water, but now it's almost a frozen sheet of ice. Snow-covered streets in Montreal were a treat for this guy who did not want to wait for a snowplow to ruin the perfect powder. Instead, it made sense to him to strap on a board and glide on downtown. And I've been told making ice rinks is a common winter pastime in the north, but these friends took their rink-making skills to a whole new level, creating an obstacle course with a twist. Honestly, Canadians, man, they're crazy. That is all from the NewsFeed team for today. Reach out to me with your questions, your comments, suggestions or complaints if you've got any at Kim Vanel. You'll find us 24/7 on Twitter and YouTube. Follow me on Instagram too. See you tomorrow.